Hello! In this video we will talk about electricity markets and their future developments. In the energy transition, we are exchanging our generation portfolio from fossil fuel-based plants to renewable energy resources. As we are replacing the technology to produce electricity, we also need to adjust and improve the marketplaces for electricity trading. In this video, we will review the organization of electricity markets, and we will learn about the market-related challenges of renewable energy integration. We discuss some possibilities for evolution of markets to accommodate more renewables. Let us first quickly review the electricity trading mechanisms at the wholesale level. The wholesale energy trades are made between energy companies, representing electricity generation and electricity consumption. The traded quantities are expressed in megawatts of power over a period of time, or in other words, megawatt hours of energy. Electricity can be traded via bilateral contracts or at the organized marketplaces. The traded products differ in quantity and duration. In the day-ahead market, which is the main commodity market for electricity trading, energy companies buy and sell energy one day prior to delivery. Once these trades are finalized during the day of the delivery, the energy companies can adjust their position in the intraday market up to 1 hour before the delivery time. Long-term products, like financial futures and physical forwards, enable market participants to hedge long-term price risks. For the sake of completeness, we also mention the existence of balancing markets. In these markets, the buyer is a grid operator who is looking to procure different types of reserves. These reserves are used to ensure reliable system operation in case of technical issues, like the equipment failures. The reserves procured in the balancing market are also used to correct any remaining imbalance at the intraday market. The electricity markets were established at the beginning of the 21st century, before there was much renewable energy in the grid. In this conventional energy system, the demand was well predictable and generation was fully controllable. This resulted in the major part of the energy procurement happening significantly ahead of time. The bilateral contracts roughly account for 50% of the total traded energy volume, while another 45% gets traded at the day-ahead market. The intraday market only accounts for just around 5% of the traded quantities. Next, the large size of the power plants and the steady behavior of the demand resulted in market products of relatively large quantities and of relatively long duration. Therefore, the typical minimal market product in the wholesale electricity market is 1 hour block of 1 megawatt in size, or in other words, 1 megawatt hour of energy. The renewables come in smaller size than their fossil fuel predecessors. While a typical coal power plant is around 1 gigawatt of capacity, the largest wind turbines currently in deployment have capacity of 10 megawatts. If we remember that a minimal transaction is 1 megawatt hour in size, we can easily see that a coal power plant can trade any number of megawatt hours between 1 and 1,000. On the other hand, the largest wind turbine is limited to 10 possible transactions, between 1 and 10 megawatt hours. Taking into account the uncertainty of wind production, it becomes difficult for this wind plant to decide on the right amount to trade. In addition, the coal plant can easily keep the steady power output for 1 hour. And this is much more difficult to accomplish with a wind turbine whose primary source, wind, is volatile. Aggregation of wind turbines into wind farms improves their joint characteristics, but this cannot mitigate the issues entirely. This is why we can say that the renewable resources require new or adjusted market products which reflect their size and variability. And this is why there is a tendency of wholesale markets to reduce the minimum bid size from 1 megawatt to 0.1 megawatt. Increase the bid resolution so that bids can be made with 1 decimal point, for example, allowing bids of 1.7 megawatts, and reduce the product duration from 1 hour to 15 minutes or even less to 5 minutes. Some wholesale markets are already making steps in this direction, while others will follow. Market design choices incentivize certain behavior of market participants and participation of certain technologies. By making the right market design choices, regulators can improve intake of renewable energy or deployment of new technologies to balance the renewables. For example, consider a steep decrease in solar energy at sundown, like the one experienced in California. The steep change in solar energy must be matched with an equally steep change in controllable energy assets, such as natural gas plants, storage, or demand response. To be more precise, the system is in the need of steady and steep increase in energy supply. And since there is a need, there is also an opportunity to create a trading product that satisfies this need. For example, we can define this trading product as the increase in power supply by X megawatts in the time frame of, let's say, 5 minutes. If we create an organized market where such products are traded, we are acknowledging the need for such products. And as a consequence, the energy companies will invest into technologies that can provide such products. Finally, one of the biggest challenges with the increasing share of renewables is the so-called missing money problem. Renewable energy is cheap. The more renewables we have, the lower the electricity prices. As a consequence, the revenues from the electricity markets might not be large enough for the investors to recover their investment into new energy assets. And then they might stop investing, slowing down the energy transition or even stopping it completely. To address this challenge, new market designs are considered which better reflect the value of electricity to its consumers. In conclusion, here is a quick recap of the main points of this lecture. First, we briefly explained the electricity trading mechanisms and emphasized the importance of the day-ahead market. Second, we described some of the main challenges for integration of renewables in the wholesale markets, such as the adequacy of the market products and the missing money problem. Thank you for your attention.